Today we're going to talk about which came first, the chicken or the egg. Okay, no, we're not. We're going to talk about which comes first, action or motivation. So that old riddle, which came first, the chicken or the egg, right? Well, when it comes to motivation and action, it's similar, like kind of a similar, like confusing head scratcher. Like, here's the thing though, motivation isn't just a spark that's waiting to be struck. It's more like a fire that roars, like with every deliberate step of action that you take. So think of it as like setting off on a journey. You can't actually get to where you're going without taking that first, like literally step, right? You know, if we're driving, you know, maybe we're not walking there, we're driving there. You're not going to get there without getting in the car, turning on the car, driving down the street, you know, back out the driveway, drive down the street, turn the corner, get to where you're going, right? You can't get there without doing those tiny little steps. Those tiny little steps are action, and that is what actually breeds motivation. Once you turn on the car, like if you're dreading going somewhere, once you turn on the car, you probably are like, all right, well, here we go. And then you back out the driveway and you're like closer, and then you go down the road, like I said, and you're closer. It's that way with everything. And you look up and you're like, okay, I didn't feel like going, but here I am. I made it. Each little step you took motivated you to go further. So it's the same way with just everyday life and motivation. So success, really honestly, it begins with action. In terms of like the chicken or the egg debate, though, I don't know. I can't answer that question. We know that action does hatch motivation. So just think about it like that. Action hatches motivation. Who cares? I'm still not motivated. How can I get motivated, Shirley? Give me some practical steps for this. We're going to act. Yeah, I know that sounds so simple, right? ACT. A.C.T, it's an acronym. I love acronyms. The first letter in ACT is to acknowledge your goal. When we think about igniting motivation, the biggest way to do it is having a clear, defined goal and to understand what we're striving for and have a big why attached to that, because that's what's going to give us fuel on our journey. People, and know what you're motivated by. Some people are motivated by money. Some people are motivated by like intrinsic things, like I just want to feel good. Whatever it is, use that as your, that bird scared me, use that as your fuel. Use that as what gets you along the journey. So that's a C. A, acknowledge your goals. C is commit to small steps. Big changes can be overwhelming, and so it's easier if you break your goal down into smaller, more manageable steps. And then on top of that, add some milestones to it, basically to help you maintain that motivation, right? Help you to have momentum to keep you motivated. Have a project that you want to get done, and it's a month-long project. What can I do week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, through to completion? And even in that, make even smaller milestones, like what am I going to do on Monday? What am I going to do on Wednesday? What am I going to do on Friday? And then the other key is T, to track your progress. And that's basically just keeping record of your achievements, no matter how small they are, because it's the celebration. I hate those. But seeing your progress and visualizing it can provide a significant motivation boost. And it reminds you of how far you've come, even in tough times. So what I like to do is I have a journal that is like it's a daily journal thing I use basically to keep me on track with everything that I'm working on. And as I finish, I mark it off, I mark it off, I mark it off during the week, and sometimes even during the day, because some days go by and we have so much that happens and we're like, I didn't do anything. And no, you did. Look back and see what you marked off and what you actually got done. And it's also a mental thing of like remembering that, you know, some things are more important than others, right? And giving yourself the grace to manage the day based on what happened today. So anywho, if you want to stay motivated, just remember that action hatches motivation, and that you can act to be able to maintain being motivated and getting the things done. That's simple. You're welcome. See you again soon.